Hi guys! So welcome to this evening's region training. And my name is Donna Wrighton and I am a district manager and independent consultant with Argonne. So I have got a little bit of a training to do. I was quite conscious that there's quite a lot of new people that have joined us, but also for people like me, the lifers, that have potentially done trainings in the past, and we did one similar to this when I first started, and which we all got involved in. I just thought it'd be really good to do kind of like a refresher for people that have not looked at this kind of thing for a while, and also for people that have like literally just started. So I'm doing a bit of a back to basics about network marketing, and I've kind of used Eric Worre's GoPro as like a little bit of like a guide. I tried to listen to GoPro when I first started, and why have I been signed out? Jade.
I don't think it's me. I think it's Rachel, but you're still showing us. So
am I? Oh, no. Error. Right. Okay. So I'll carry on. I was like, Jade's just logged me out. Where am I gone? So anyway, so I thought I'd go back through GoPro. I just think when I first started, I tried to read and listen to GoPro, and it confused the hell out of me. And it wasn't until I'd been in the business for a little bit longer that I actually really started to understand it. And the next time I looked at it or listened to it, I found it really simple. So I've tried to kind of break it down. I have done slides. It is death by PowerPoint. I'm sorry about that. But I've done it because if anybody wants to take any screenshots, then all of the information's there for you. So if you are new, then it will be like, hopefully it will be a bit of a help. So I'm just going to share my screen. I've never done this on my MacBook before, so I'm probably going to be like, oh, I don't really know what I'm doing. Like exactly like this. This is exactly what I mean. Don't know what I'm doing. So where is my slideshow? Oh, it's disappeared. Perfect. Right. Okay. I can't see anyone now because I've literally just took everybody off, but I'm hoping, can someone just like put in a chat or something if they can see that they can see it all right. So this is my training, back to basics. So I decided to do this, as I say, because I wanted a bit of a refresher. What I've done is I have just...
Donna,
yeah.
Sorry, we can't see your screen.
Oh, hang on then. Right. Can you see it now?
No.
Right, desktop, share. Oh, why is it saying it can't record the contents of my screen until it is quit? What does that mean? No, it's telling me to get out of the meeting.
You're definitely hosting it, yeah.
Am I? Because I can see my screen. So what can you see? Just me?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, it's a pleasure for you all.
It's working now. Well done.
Is it? Right, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, so let me know if you can still see it, because it's just doing some weird stuff on here. Right, can you still see it now, Jade?
Yeah, we're good to go, yeah.
Right, okay. So, sorry about that, guys. I told you I hadn't done it on my Apple MacBook before. So I've just put on there some main events. So for anybody that hasn't got the calendar for sort of like the yearly events, I've popped that in there so you can take a screenshot of it if you want, but then I've just put some of the main events that are on down the sides. This is, as I say, my network marketing back to basics. So I saw this quote and I really, really liked it. No matter how hard the past is, you can always begin again. And I just thought that was really poignant, especially for people like me that have been in the business for a while. You know, where sometimes you think, oh God, I can't go back and start from scratch. But actually, sometimes I think it's just really great to do that. So I've used GoPro as a bit of an idea here. So what Eric Worre does is he breaks it down into different skill sets, and there's like 7 different skills. So I'm just giving you this as a guide. So skill 1 is about finding the prospects. So the guides for this are about making a comprehensive list of people that you know, and it can be absolutely anyone you think of. I know when I make lists, I think, oh no, they wouldn't be interested. And it's about really taking yourself away from that and not thinking about whether they'd be interested. It doesn't matter. Even if you think they don't agree with what you do, put them on there, because there may be someone that they know that you meet along the way that would be interested. So even if you think it's something that's not for them, just write their name down anyway. You guys, I'm sure, have heard of the 6 degrees of separation, where they say that within 6 sort of like people, you will be related or have some sort of connection to that person. So who do the people on your list know? So if you've got, you know, I don't know, Auntie Jane, she might have her friend Sarah, who you've met at a party. Write her down. Just write everybody down that you can think of. Continue to build your list every day. So people you meet on a daily basis, or people that you reconnect with, like people you've been friends with on Facebook, or people that you've not spoken to for ages that you just kind of happen to bump into. Make sure you make a note of their name and make a commitment to add 2 people to your list every day. The other part of this skill is about networking intentionally. So this is about, you know, if you're on Facebook, and like we all are, if you've got any kind of things that you're interested in, getting onto the groups and really kind of just going out there to meet new people. Because I mean, there's so many people in this country and the rest of this world that actually we literally have not got the excuse that we don't know anyone. We just need to think a little bit more outside the box just to meet new people. So I've put join the gym on there, or join the gym. Don't do what I do, join the gym and then don't ever go. Skill 2. So this is about inviting prospects. So what I've done is I've done some sort of like top tips. So the first one is be in a hurry. That's not kind of like rush through things, but it's a little bit of that fear of missing out, you know. I'm really sorry, mate, I don't have time to speak to you, but I've got something really exciting that I want to talk to you about, but I haven't got time just yet. I'll send you a message if that's okay, you know, just so that people are kind of thinking, spending the rest of their day then thinking, oh, I know what she wanted to talk to me about, and they're a little bit more intrigued. If you're doing invites for prospects over like Facebook or social media or Insta, you know, it's about complimenting them, but being sincere with that. Don't just make something up. If you know something about them, or you only know them through Insta, you know, and you absolutely love the posts that they put up of the food that they cook, you know, make that kind of that complimentary sort of gesture to them. When you're doing the invite, obviously you're doing it for either the business or the product. I've kind of based this training more on sponsoring than I have the product, but it works with either. Using the if I would you. So this is something that I always put in a message. So I'll put my normal my normal sort of template message, and then I adapt it to each individual person that I'm messaging. But I will always put on there, if I were to send you a video about the business opportunity, would you take a look at it? So it's that kind of thing. Get a confirmation from that person. So get a time commitment, you know, ask them, when do they think they'd be able to watch the video by, if they're agreeing to do that. And then when you've got that, confirm that commitment and kind of say, right, okay, so if you're going to listen to that or watch this on Tuesday, I'll contact you on Wednesday if that's okay. And then make sure you've scheduled that in. So that's like really, really important. That's kind of where I fall flat, is in the follow-up. So it's something that I really wanted to put in, because if I do it, then, you know, I know other people do. Some people are great at the follow-up, but I think if we're honest, we could probably all say that that's probably an area where we do fall down. You have the best intentions and you set aside that time, but then you can't always, when someone messages you back, you may be busy and it may just go out of your head. So it's really important to get that set up. And then, you know, get off the conversation. Once you've agreed all of those things, just take you away from that, you know, take yourself out of that conversation. Right, okay, like, gotta go, you know, and, you know, you're a busy person and they want to see that. I've put a little rule in there about detaching yourself from the outcome. Being yourself and being like the authentic you. So I know that, you know, we use each other's templates and stuff like that for ideas, but always tailor it to how you would speak, because there's things that I would say that, you know, potentially Jade wouldn't, or Jade would say that Rachel wouldn't, you know, so on and so forth. So always tailor it to kind of how you speak to people. You know, really show your passion. You know, we all love this business, we all love the products. You have just to let that really come across, and it is really contagious, and you can make it come across like that in messages. And if you do think that you struggle with that, then use voice notes. Have a confident, strong, positive posture. That's not kind of like how you sit, but, you know, just about your whole persona. Like, it is about how you sit as well, really, because, you know, you have that, you sit up straight and you know, you feel better. And then I've put something on there that has kind of come from a couple of different trainings about us being farmers, not hunters. When we go out as a hunter, we can look a bit desperate. You know, it's, as a farmer, it's about nurturing, and you know, it's all about educating people and sort of like giving them a real understanding and really understanding what they want as well. Right, okay, skill 3, presenting the products or the opportunity. Now, this is about sort of, I've put an example on here about a 60-second story. So when you're presenting the opportunity to people, you know, the best thing to do is kind of, you're asking them questions as you go along, but it's then your turn to kind of give them a little bit of an idea about yourself and how you got into the business or whatever, especially if you don't know them. So it's about having your 60-second story. I don't actually know if this takes 60 seconds to read. If someone wants to time me, that's fine. But this is mine. So I come from a hospitality background, and I've spent the last 27 years with very little time freedom in a stressful and pressured environment. I was missing out and never got any time with my family. I've missed all the important moments in my kid's life. My dear friend, the beautiful RVPJ Broomfield, introduced me to the business opportunity when she started her journey with Arbonne, and I just didn't feel like I had the time commitment to work the business, but I did want to support her. So I agreed to try the products, and I fell in love. Then, after attending Arbonne's global conference in Las Vegas, Jade approached me again with a really heartfelt message at a really ridiculous time of the day, which I tell everybody when I tell this story. I agreed to go to a Discover Arbonne presentation where I listened with awe. But after being asked, not me personally, but in general, where will I be in 5 years if I change nothing in my life? And really not liking the answer that I had, which I knew in my heart was totally true, that I would be stuck in exactly the same situation, I decided to jump into the business. So now I've learned to appreciate myself more. I actively create time to spend with my family, and I've learned some really valuable lessons that have enabled me to teach my children the most essential life priorities, which is the biggest thing that I've got from this company. I know that it will just continue to get better, and I'm so excited to see my plans for the future come into fruition. So that's kind of like my 60-second story. I've never actually written it before. I was just trying to remember the sort of things that I say, but have something like that. And, you know, if you go over it again and again and again, you know, and just do it in your mind. You know, if you write it down, you can kind of like read it to yourself in the mirror, or, you know, just practice it until it just rolls off your tongue. Skill 3, presenting the products or the opportunity. So this is about sharing the business presentation wherever you can. Kind of record your own DA and just practice it. share your vision for the future. You know, all my guys at work, prime example, they all know what I want for my future. They all know about the charity that I want to run. They all know about, you know, all of the stuff that I've got planned for myself. I like to have my favorite products with me all the time, because I never know when I'm going to get that opportunity to share the business or the products with someone. So we all know that, you know, we're all products of the products. So always got a hand cream, a lip balm, you know, a fizz stick, a tea bag, you know, we've always got those things. And then have your 60-second story ready. Skill 4, the follow-up. Okay, so when following up, it is really, really important that you remain true to your word. So if you're going to agree to contact someone on a certain date at a specific time, then make sure you do it. Put it in your Google Calendar, put it in your diary, set an alarm on your phone, whatever it is that you need to do, because this will really help build trust in the people that you're speaking to. And it, you know, it is a business and it does show professionalism. So follow-ups are going to be required. They'll normally be, I mean, you know, normally you'll find people need, I think it's between 6 to 10 exposures before they'll actually make a decision about either the products or the business. And try and finish each exposure by organizing the next one. So, you know, if you send a video, then make sure that you've got samples, so that when they've looked at the video, if they're kind of sitting on the fence, you can say, why don't I send you some samples? You know, send them some samples. Organize, you know, like either a one-to-one, or invite them to like a local DA, or set up a 3-way call with your upline so that you can kind of discuss it. There's loads of opportunities for you to get those extra exposures in. You know, invite them to your group or your page if you've got one. You know, make sure that you put them on a broadcast list on WhatsApp so that you're sending them latest information. Use the feel, felt, found model. I really love this model. You know, if people have got any objections or any concerns at all, so I've put like a little example down the bottom. So, you know, this is about if someone says, oh, you know, I do really like it, but I'm just not sure. I'm not sure that I've got the time. Prime example, that was me. So that's why I used it. I totally understand how you feel with regards to the time constraints. I felt exactly the same, and I couldn't even imagine how I would find the time. But when I looked at how my time was really spent, I actually found that I was wasting a lot of time on things that, you know, just didn't benefit or serve me. And, you know, making people understand. I mean, I know when I used to travel a lot for work, and I mean, I do it now, but in a different way. You know, I never really found time to read. So I got Audible on my phone, and then I used my travel time to and fro work to listen to my audios. And that's how I did it. And it is really about kind of just being a bit box clever. Some people can just get up an hour earlier. You know, some people will choose to stay up a bit later. If they normally go to bed a bit earlier, they might choose to stay up later and do stuff at the end of the night. But it is really about fitting time in. You know, I'm rubbish at meditating. So I have like subconscious meditation that I play overnight, you know, silly things like that actually work better for me. And there's always going to be something that will work better for you. So that was just an example of how you can kind of work around people's kind of concerns and objections by using the feel, felt, found. Skill 5. I don't even know what time is. I'm just conscious that I've run over because I couldn't get it set up. So helping prospects become a customer or consultant. So this is the kind of thing that you would do after, sort of like when you're following up after they've had several exposures. So the tips for me here are about listening to them and asking them questions. Have the tools to support you, and be prepared, but be confident, and detach yourself from the outcome. I mean, I know how many times people have contacted me about something and I've said no, and I've not spared a second thought about it. I've not hated that person. I've not thought they were an idiot. I've not thought, God, why are they wasting my time? You know, I've just said, oh no, it's, you know, it's just not for me right now. It's not personal, so don't take it that way. Just really detach yourself. And then kind of ask questions. So after you've had someone that's had several exposures and you kind of get into that crux of, are they interested or are they not? one of the questions that Eric Worre likes to use is, what did you like best about the information video I sent you? So if I send someone an information video over like one of the social media platforms, I'll always say to them when I send it, right, I'm sending you this video. What I'm going to do is I'm going to contact you on Wednesday. I usually give them about 3 or 4 days. And I just say, I'm going to contact you on Wednesday just to get your feedback. I'd love to hear what you thought. And then when I contact them, I always say, have you had a chance to watch the video that I sent you? What did you like best about it? That's literally all I say when I do a follow-up from a video or something. If you're speaking to someone, if you're face-to-face or you're on Zoom or even through message, you can ask, like, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 not being interested in the slightest and 10 being like, hell yes, sign me up. Like, where do you sit? And if the response is kind of less than 5, you probably need another exposure, and you'd probably need to ask a few questions to kind of find out why. So if someone says to you, oh, I'm like a 4, I'm kind of, well, why is that? What is it that's stopping you? Is there anything I can help you with to make that number higher for you, to increase that number? Because it could be something dead simple. Really sort of like dig into that. If they have got sort of like, if they're less than 5, you kind of want to know why. If they're on the higher side of the scale, you could use these questions. So, when you're talking to someone about taking on the business, it's kind of really understanding what they want and what they want to get out of it. Some people, want to rule the world. Other people just want a little bit of extra pocket money. So, and the bits in red are kind of like the responses, so you can see how I've sort of moved it around. So how much would you like to earn ideally per month? So, they say, right, I want to earn £2,000 a month. Okay, so how many hours can you commit per week in order to earn the amount that you would like? And they, and they're like, well, actually, I could probably commit 20 hours. Okay, so how many months would you be prepared to work 20 hours a week in order for you to achieve your £2,000 a month? And then they'll say, right, okay, well, yeah, I think I'll probably give it like 15 months. I'll give it like 15 months and see how I get on. Okay, so if I could show you how to earn £2,000 a month by working 20 hours a week, so you're literally confirming all of the answers that they've given you, over the next 15 months, would you be prepared to get started? So they're the ones then that are making those commitments. You're not saying, you're not promising them the world and saying you can be earning £3,000 a month in 3 months if you wanted to. Obviously, that is completely doable, and we've seen people do it, but it is about fitting it in with them. And this is where you are kind of letting them take the reins. If someone says that to you and someone's saying that they're prepared to commit that time, then they've got more buy-in than you saying, well, actually, let's do this and we'll get you earning this and this and this by this time, because otherwise this is on their terms. Then they're the ones making this commitment. They're the ones telling you how much they want to earn. They're telling you how many hours they want to put in a week, and they're telling you how long they're prepared to do that for. So when you get to this point, and like, obviously they're saying yes, like, woo. So let's go through the compensation plan and kind of just giving them a bit of an idea about the compensation plan and how it works. Then your skill number 6 is about kind of helping the new consultant to get started the right way. So I've kind of based this a little bit on Eric Worre's kind of methodology, but I've tried to get it kind of to fit in more with Arbonne, if you see what I mean. So, right, okay, so first thing, like, absolutely well done for making that decision to take charge of your life. Like, that's absolutely awesome. But then it's about setting expectations. So, letting them know that as a consultant, they are responsible for their own success or failure. They are the ones that are committed. They need to be committed to building their own business. And obviously, they're going to get that upline support. But the thing is that as an upline, if you are constantly having to kind of ask questions of people and push them, then you're not sure about that level of commitment. you know, for me, and this feeds into one of the questions a little bit further down, you know, you are, you know, as a consultant, you are willing to work your business independently as soon as possible. So you don't want to be constantly asking, you know, and if you need to ask questions, that's absolutely fine. That's what we're all here for. We're all here to support one another. But you want to be running your business as independently as possible so that you can, you know, you run it your way. It's your business. But they're making sure that they understand that there are ups and downs. You know, it happens to everybody. Life gets in the way. Some people deal with it better than others, you know, and you have to let them know how you want to handle that situation. So, you know, I know that in the past, I've messaged Jade personally, and I know she won't mind me saying, where I know that I've let my business slip, and I've said to her, right, you just need to just get on my back, just like every day, just message me and say, what have you done? And, you know, and I do it with the kids and Rob as well, where I'll sort of say to them, look guys, every day I want you to say to me, what have you done for your business today, mum? You know, and like really get that kind of buy-in. But it's an agreement that you're kind of making. It's almost like a little contract really that you're setting yourself. But this is something that you can then take forward. So, you know, I might do this with a new consultant, and then they might say, right, okay, so that's what I need to do with my consultant. When I get my first consultant, that's what I'm going to do with them. And that's where that duplication comes in. You know, and you need to also let them know that you appreciate, that they should appreciate that it takes time and commitment to build a network marketing business. You know, you have a normal business, and you know that it's going to take sort of like 12 months, 2 years to be able to pay yourself from that business, or, you know, start making a profit in that business. And for some reason, a lot of people seem to think that network marketing is kind of like this get rich quick scheme, you know, and it's not. It's like anything else. It needs that time, it needs that love, it needs that nurturing, it needs that commitment, and it needs that consistency. So you have to do that in order to be able to build that business. It's like any other business, you know, and you have only got yourself kind of to rely on in order to keep that business going too. So just carrying on from this, and again, I've kind of just done this off my own sort of like head about getting new consultants started. So obviously it's great now that we've got the units in the Do More page, because we didn't really have this so much when, you know, like when the likes of myself started. Or not set up certainly what like it is now. But you've got the units in the Do More page. You know, you've got products of making sure that as a consultant you've got some products available for samples and business tools. And, you know, obviously at the start we're all happy to help one another, but it is about not constantly relying on other people, and, you know, having those tools yourself and starting to build up that kind of bank of you know, like Rachel always says, they're, you know, like there are little employees that go out and, you know, they're what sell to people, they're what sell the products to people, the actual products themselves. You know, as a consultant you need to have an idea of the compensation plan. You kind of need to have that little understanding of the you know, the overview of the invite process. I mean, we've all got loads of templates between us, and as I say, you just need to adapt them to the way that you kind of talk. But you also need to make sure that as a new consultant you kind of get connected to the groups that you need for company details. So, you know, like for training, events, support groups, WhatsApp groups, that kind of thing, to make sure that you've got all of that information and you know where those resources are to get the, you know, to get information when you haven't got someone available to answer the questions for you. Also, getting to work. So these are like your kind of to-dos as a new consultant, or this is kind of how I see it. So get to work on your comprehensive list of prospects. So I'm not calling it 100 list, but, you know, you've got your list and you build on it, and you build on it every day, and you commit to adding to. Organize like a product launch, an in-person product launch. Organize a business launch in person. If you've got people that are further afield, organize a business launch on Zoom. Make sure that you attend a company event like quite quickly as well as a new consultant, so that you can get to meet people. Because I knew a few guys when I started anyway, but, you know, as new people come in, it's kind of like when you go to events, you actually get to put names to faces, which is just so nice. And then set your assignments with some deadlines. So give yourself some deadlines, right, I'm going to get the units on the Do More page completed by next week. I'm going to do units 1, 2, and 3, the rest of this week. I'm going to do one a day. Get your launches booked within your first month, for example, and attend your first available company event as soon as possible. I think I'm nearly done. Yes, right. Okay. So skill 7 is about being present. So it's about attending events. Every event, even, oh my God, put my teeth back in, attended, helps you to compound belief, and it allows you to meet kind of like all of the other people within the business. Wayne, prime example, got the beautiful, got his beautiful missus now. He would never have met her if he not have had Arbonne. So you can pay me later, Wayne. But every single event that I've ever been to, I've had some sort of kind of thought process that's followed that has been kind of like just made me like either made a shift in my business or a shift in my way of thinking, or it's made me change something that I've been doing. And every light bulb moment that I've had, or every shift in my business that I've had, has been driven by an event that I've either attended, I've listened into, a SoundCloud that I've listened to, some of the, when, the guys put in the WhatsApp chats, like SoundClouds or like YouTube videos, like motivational stuff. Just get really, really plugged into all of that kind of thing. I feel a bit hypocritical saying that, because I know that over Christmas period and stuff that I've not been as present as I could be, but I have been still behind the scenes doing the do, but just not being as vocal as normal. So I was like, I'm just going to say sorry for that, guys, but I'm back. But yeah, so that is me done. Any questions? I'm sorry, I like proper rushed through. Let me stop sharing because I want to see some comments and chats, because I haven't had a chance to have a look at the chat. But I'll stop sharing now. Oh, look at all these pretty faces. Does anybody want to unmute and ask me anything or anything like that at all? You love my slides. Yes, we do.
That was so good, Donna. I always unmute. That was amazing. And I just wanted to, I was going to do a live on this today, and the whole day's just swept away with me. So I thought it'd be really good for me just to kind of quickly just recap on something that Danielle Copolaro said at the end of her training yesterday. So for those of you that don't know, there was a training on yesterday in Hitchinbrook, which is ran by the Hetty Gifford Nation, Copolaro Nation, and now they've teamed up with the Law Nation. And it was absolutely like, I mean, Kathy was there too, Rachel was there. It was just on another level. We were walked in and we were greeted with Hawaiian leis. They literally, there's something about somebody putting this lei around your neck and like receiving you in. It was just like vision on another scale. And when I look back at that last slide that you just popped on about events, now I'm literally like the world's worst like banger on about going to events, because I genuinely believe, and I wouldn't say this if I didn't want success for all of you, that me committing to going to events from day one and really ever very, very rarely miss one is what has contributed to the success that I've had in Arbonne. And I know it will continue to do that. I can't expect to be a nation if I've never been to Vegas before. Like, I know that it would, we all know, won't we? Like, if you want to go region, if you want to go area, you're probably going to have to attend a Vegas or a GTC or an AAC to be that person. But sorry, I'm digressing, but looking back at all of those photos and the fun that we've had, I mean, guys, if you've been in the business like for a while, think about all the fun moments you've had, all the mess ups, the slip ups, the stupid parties you've done, the turning up and no one showed up, the parties at drug dens, and all these kind of things that I've had to go through that has basically created my Arbonne journey. But the most important thing was that, well, that was fun, but it was fun because my business was moving forward. Now we can go to these events and we can have all the fun in the world. We can be the last one at the party getting pissed, and we, all the, the fun of Vegas and stuff. But in actual fact, that real deep rooted fun only comes when your business is actually growing. And really, it's not that fun when you're stagnant and your business isn't growing. So going to these, I just wanted to, I don't even know, we're talking about events, but it just really was poignant to me, because we talk about fun and we know that fun is a great vibration to create what we want, but we have to do the do. And the doing the do will then create the fun. The fun will create more of the do and the do. And it's all this massive spiral. So today and this month, I've made a real commitment in 2020 to be asking so many people every single day. And if I miss it, I have to make it up. And I know I've got about 16 reach outs to do to catch up on all the ones I've missed out this month. But it's a commitment that I will do that. And as a result of it, I've had so much interaction. I've had more one-to-ones than I've ever had. I've sponsored 2 people already this month. I know I'm about to sponsor a 3rd and a 4th tomorrow. And I've done 3 product drop-offs. And the fun is coming because I'm in that activity, you're in that whirlwind of greatness. But my point is, it hasn't just happened yesterday. It happened on the 1st of January, and it's now starting to come into fruition. So if that may be you and you've had a bit of a slower start to January, it's totally fine. We have all got jobs and our own lives, but decide today. This training has been epic, Donna. You're an absolute RVP in the making. Honestly, this is your verbal kick up the arse, if that's what you need from me, that you need to be a main stage speaker, because that was absolutely incredible.
I'll be lost without that slideshow.
And we know the skills, and if you don't, we can post these slideshows and you can literally use it as a manual. We know these skills, so let's go and put them into action. All it is just asking more people. Those people that have gone to Nation in 5 months have just asked more people and crammed it into a shorter space of time, and it just will happen. Why not you? They can do it, why not you? So I want us all to be accountable. Tomorrow is 40 years Arbonne. We're going to do loads of offers. We've already been sharing stuff in the group. Let's just really, January isn't over. Don't wipe it out. We are going to go all in tomorrow and explode our businesses, and know that 2020 is our year. Miracle Morning is at 6 o'clock. Anyone else got any questions? But I just wanted to share that with you. Oh, and welcome to, we've got Sidelines that are from Australia. I think they're from Australia, Sidelines. So amazing to have you join us. Yeah, we are being surrogates, which is nice. Yeah, so we do a Miracle Morning on this same Zoom code at 6 o'clock every morning. It's not led, it's just accountability to get up, do an hour of work, 6 till 7. If you want to join us, we don't look very made up or anything. We're generally just in our pajamas, but we're up and getting on with it. So,
I'm Spain.
Oh, welcome.
Hola, ¿qué tal?
Amazing.
Right. That was hello, how are you, for anyone who doesn't speak Spanish. That's my limit as well. So
yeah, Monday to Friday we do that, Carla. So this Zoom code, just make a note. So if anyone wants to come on, it literally sets you up right for the day. Your self-esteem is just restored. There's nothing worse than getting up at 7, quickly getting to work, thinking I'll do it later, and you won't, because your day just takes over. So that's me. Great training. Yeah, it's fab.
And yes, Rachel Fit, I can't see if you're here or not yet, but the green levers are coming out. I promise you, it's happening. Definitely happening this year.
Oh, I love seeing so many faces. So we have another training now at 9 o'clock. That's our whole nation. So log out. There's another code. I will share that with you, Carla. In fact, Carla, what I'll do is I'll add you into my WhatsApp, because a lot more happens there, and then you can share with your team. And then, we can all hop on and enjoy the next training.
Thanks, guys, for joining me. I'll see you all later.